From finals hopes to locker room chaos? The Manly Sea Eagles are on a 4-game slide, rumours of a divided camp are swirling, and now they face a red-hot Dolphins outfit. Can Manly rise from the ashes, or are we watching a club in full-blown collapse? Before we dive into this explosive clash, make sure to hit that like, drop a comment with your score prediction, and subscribe to Aussie UFC, where sport meets storytelling. This Saturday at 4 Pines Park, the Sea Eagles will be fighting for more than just competition points. They'll be battling for pride, for unity, and maybe even for the future of their coach. Kickoff is set for 3 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, and all eyes are on one thing: can Manly finally snap their losing streak? Let's take a look at where things stand. Manly's freefall, for losses and counting. It wasn't that long ago Manly fans were talking about a late-season surge. But right now, the only thing surging is tension. After a brutal 14-point loss to the West's Tigers. Yes, the same Tigers that have struggled all year, questions are being asked. And they're not just about performance. Sources close to the club have hinted at rising friction between head coach Anthony Seibold and his playing group. There's talk of frustration with tactics, dissatisfaction with leadership, and whispers of unrest in the sheds. Is it all smoke? Or is there a fire brewing at 4 Pines Park? Either way, the on-field results tell a grim story. Manly are winless in their last 4. Their attack has lost spark, their defensive line is leaking points, and their confidence seems to have evaporated. But here's the twist. They're still not mathematically out of finals contention. Which means Saturday's game. It's do or die. The Dolphins, quietly making noise. On the flip side, the Dolphins are humming. Under the steady hand of Wayne Bennett, the NRL's newest club continues to punch above its weight, and this season, they're doing it with even more polish. With Isaiya Katoa leading the charge at halfback, and strike weapons like Herbie Farnworth and Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow running wild out wide, the Dolphins have found a rhythm that's hard to ignore. And let's not forget, Farnworth will have a point to prove this week. After copping a high shot last round, he's coming into this one fired up and fearless. The Dolphins currently sit just inside the top 8 and need every win they can get to cement their final spot. They're not just contenders, they're hungry. And historically? They've loved taking on vulnerable teams like Manly. In fact, in their last clash, the Dolphins ran riot in the second half and exposed the Sea Eagles' edge defense. Could we see a repeat? Key matchups to watch. 1. Katoa vs. Brooks. Isaiya Katoa's composure for a 21-year-old has been elite. But he'll go head-to-head with Manly veteran Luke Brooks, a man desperate to ignite his side and prove he still belongs in the conversation. 2. Fullback battle. Cooler vs. Hammer. Tolu Cooler's raw speed and agility are electric, but he'll be up against the Hammer, who's been one of the NRL's most dangerous open-field runners this season. Blink, and either of these guys could turn the game in seconds. 3. Coaching pressure, Bennett vs. Seibold. This might be the most underrated storyline. Wayne Bennett? The master motivator. Calm. Calculated. Proven. Anthony Seibold? Under fire. Under pressure. Maybe even on borrowed time. How his team responds this week will speak volumes about his future at Manly. Look, this has the makings of a gritty clash. Manly should respond. They're at home. Their backs are against the wall. But right now, they look rattled. The Dolphins? They're not perfect, but they're united. And in these high-stakes games, unity matters. Expect Manly to come out swinging, but for the Dolphins to control the tempo and seal it late. We're tipping a 28-20 Dolphins win, with Katoa to bag at least 1 try assist and Hammer to break the line at least twice. And if Manly lose again? Don't be surprised if the coaching drama goes public, fast. Loving the insights? You know what to do. Subscribe now to Aussie UFC for more NRL breakdowns, fight previews, and Aussie sports takes that don't hold back. This round 25 clash isn't just another fixture, it's a flashpoint. For the Sea Eagles, it could be the beginning of the end, or the spark they've been waiting for. For the Dolphins, it's another step toward proving they're here not just to compete, but to contend. One club is spiraling. One is surging. Saturday, we find out which story continues. Thanks for watching, legends. Drop your score prediction in the comments and tell me. Will Seibold survive the season? Or will Wayne Bennett school another one? Catch you next time right here on Aussie UFC. Fisted hand sign, stay sharp. Stay Aussie.